Here we are in West Rutland Hinchy Gymnasium, girls JV basketball. Leland and Gray travels to West Rutland. We'll cover the starters. I see 11 Kiera Pipeling for Westside going to jump. 14 Casey Serrani is close on this side, moving up. Sam Callahan in back. Excuse me. Kiana Grabowski far side. And I believe that is Denise Keys. 25 is the 5th player for Westside. We'll try and catch up with Leland and Gray starters. And here comes Leland and Gray. Pass midcourt, pass to the far wing. They're looking inside, back to the top of the key, and now they swing near wing. Back to the top of the key. Westside looks like they're in a 1-3-1. We'll see if Leland and Gray can overcome that. Pass top of the key, ball fake, now it's far wing. Pass to the block, kick out to the top of the key, and now they're coming near wing. One dribble pass into the post. West Rutland goes straight up on defense. Leland and Gray, nice shot off the glass. They're good for 2. They are winning 2-0, and they come out full court press. Westside comes out, Kiera Pipeling ahead of the pack, gets a pass, gets her own rebound, puts it up strong, won't go. And Leland and Gray possesses. Long outlet pass, and that's Grabowski, gets a hand on that, misdirects, and it is Kiera Pipeling looking inside, great look. And that's Sam Callahan for 2 on the block. West Rutland's going to come out full court pressure, looking to trap. A little bit of a mishandle. And Leland and Gray able to recover, pass down to the block, dribble into the paint, goes up, Westside gets a hand on that. And last off, Leland and Gray. West Rutland ball, there's 6:49 left, first quarter. Leland and Gray visiting Hinchy Gymnasium girls JV action. I believe the Leland and Gray JV team comes in 4-1. And I don't remember what the West Rutland girls JV team's record is. I apologize. It's Pipeling. Give and go with Callahan off the glass, good for 2. Nice work right there, and they come back out with pressure. And it's Grabowski. She's tenacious. She's going to go off the glass, and she'll shoot 1. So Westside down 2-0. Now they're up 6-2, and Grabowski has a chance to make it 7-2. A lot of quickness on this West Rutland JV team. And some very tough, very competitive players. Looks like we've got a timeout for Leland and Gray. So coach is going to pull their players in for a little instruction, and we'll come back as teams break the huddle. First horn sounds. Coach is giving their final instructions as the teams break the huddle. We'll quickly try and catch up with Leland and Gray's 5 out on the floor. We've got 4, Ellie Longo. We've got 21. Might be Morgan Stevens. She's not listed on the JV roster. There is a 21 on the varsity roster. We've got 12, Sky Richardson. In the meantime, Grabowski drains the free throw shot. We've got 2, Sydney Hescock, and we'll pick up the 5th Leland and Gray player. Leland Gray player dragged her foot there. That's going to be a travel. West Rutland pressure, making things difficult for Leland and Gray here. Final player is Julia Gleason on the floor for Leland and Gray. Grabowski up fake, skips to the far wing, and that pass through traffic. Callahan unable to corral it. It's out of bounds. Leland and Gray ball, and West Rutland will continue with the full court pressure. It's been very effective so far. Pass to the top of the key. Finds the player down on the block. Unlucky that wouldn't go. That's Denise Keys. Block on the first one. She's going to get called for the reach on the second one. Leland and Gray to shoot 2. Great find down on the block after the press break. Leland and Gray unable to finish, but now they're going to shoot 2. High arcing shot, thought it was going to go, but it won't. Still 7-2 Westside, 6:07 left first quarter. Second shot's up, and it rolls through. Nice high arcing shot. 7-3, Westside up by 4, and it's going to be pressure applied by both sides. This is Callahan. She slows down, comes to Grabowski. Grabowski, pass midcourt, bounce pass to the wing. That's Callahan, looks to the middle, that's Pipeling. Dribbles into the paint, goes up strong, and she'll shoot 2 as a result. Fouls on 21 for Leland and Gray. I believe that's Morgan Stevens. I don't have a 21 on the JV roster. But regardless, Kiera Pipeling to shoot 2. First one's pure, nothing but the bottom of the net. Nice looking free throw shot there, makes it 8-3. Second one off the back of the rim and good. Kiera Pipeling 2 for 2 that trip to the line. West Rutland's going to continue with the pressure until Leland and Gray proves they can break it. That ball thrown a little over the Leland and Gray player. And it's going to be Casey Serrani to inbound, trying to get the ball to either Callahan, which she does, or Grabowski. Callahan can handle. She dribbles up, and now short pass to Grabowski. Grabowski dribbles, head up, looking for a play to make. Nice crossover, effortless ball handling there. Pass down to the block to Callahan. She kicks back out to Grabowski. Nice find down on the block here. Pipeling high shot off the glass, won't go. Here comes Leland and Gray. Ball mishandled. And we're going to get a travel on Leland and Gray. She didn't catch the pass cleanly. Leland and Gray, coach pointing out it's hard to travel if you don't have possession. But call was a travel, and here comes Denise Keys. She's on the left side. She goes up left-handed and gets the roll off the rim. Nice finish left-handed for Denise Keys. We've got a long jump ball. West Rutland had a chance to contest that, but Ellie Longo for Leland and Gray able to catch that pass. Immediately goes up strong and is good for 2. Pipeling a little too far ahead for Keys. That ball's out of bounds. Going to be Leland and Gray ball. 5:02 left. We've got an 11-5 West Side lead, and West Side continuing with the full court pressure. That ball bobbled slightly, and Kiera Pipeling able to corral it. She goes long pass for Callahan, can't finish. That's a 50-50 ball. Casey Serrani gives it a go. It's Longo, dribble drive, nice pass across, elbow jumper off the front of the rim, no good. And Sam Callahan down with a rebound. She finds Pipeling streaking up the floor. Pipeling will shoot 2. Tough finish it from the left side for a right-handed player. But Pipeling, a lot of speed, willing to get up the floor. One of the trademarks of both the JV and varsity girls here in West Rutland is they are generous. If you're willing to run to a spot and get open, they will find you. Wholesale substitutions coming for Leland and Gray at the next opportunity. Pass to the block, dribble. Boy, tough finish in tight, didn't use the glass. And West Rutland, Grabowski stops on the far wing. Thought she'd hand off to Callahan. Now Coach Matt Serrani calling out the offense. It's Callahan, far wing, pass into the block. That pass picked off by Longo. Leland and Gray, she sends a pass up, and we'll see what Leland and Gray elects to run here. Pass to the near wing, back to the top of the key. West Side back in the 1-3-1. First time there's been some set offense in quite a while in this game. A lot of transition, and that is a tough finish. Trims the lead to 2. It's 11-9 West Side. Leland and Gray putting on a little push, and it's Pipeling trying to get that ball across to Serrani. That was rejected, but she's able to recover. Pass to the top of the key. It's Grabowski. She'll run offense. Pass to the far wing. Longo saw that coming, picked it off, but couldn't control. And we have wholesale substitutions coming in. 21, Elizabeth Bailey checks in for West Side. 11, Kiera Pipeling checks out, and we'll try and catch up with the Leland and Gray players. They've got quite a long bench over here, 2, 4, 6 players on the bench. So able to sub the entire team in, the entire team out. Leland and Gray, defensive rebound. West Side looks to pressure. Going to be a kick on Grabowski. Leland and Gray ball at midcourt, trailing by 2 with 3:21 left in the first quarter.
41.
Bounce pass near wing, looking inside. Nice job, Bailey, to deny that pass. We got another kick on Callahan. Elizabeth Bailey working hard under the hoop to deny that pass down into the post. Entry pass picked off by Callahan, but she can't quite handle it. Quick reactions for Sam Callahan, hoping for the turnover there. And Leland and Gray is going to set up the offense. Bounce pass near wing, up fake. Serrani, nice job. Loses the handle on the ball there, and Leland and Gray able to control it back to the top of the key. Near wing. And that's a travel. I missed a substitution for West Rutland. Janae McGee has checked in, number 12. She's playing up top. So here comes Grabowski. Mid-court. Crossover, dribble. Great pass into Bailey. Off the glass and good for 2. Westside needed that. Full court pressure. McGee steps in front of it, but somehow it slips through. And Leland and Gray continues their possession. They're top of the key. Now they're near wing. And they skip pass all the way to the far block. Mid-range jumper. Off the back of the rim, won't go. Westside not in position to rebound. Casey Serrani there to try and compensate. Tries to rip it away. We get a jump ball. Possession arrow says Westside. 2:19 left in the first quarter. And Grabowski looking for Callahan on the bounce pass. Finds her in stride. Callahan up the sideline. Nice little screen by McGee, and you better stop Callahan. That pass to Bailey off the glass, won't go. Offensive rebound, Westside. We've got a foul to be called on Leland and Gray. That's on Abigail Lowe, her first, third on Leland and Gray. And it's going to be Callahan to shoot 2. First off the back of the rim, no good. So in for Leland and Gray, we got 11, Abigail Lowe, and 14, Aaron Bates on the near side. We'll check on the remaining players as soon as I can see numbers here. Second shot's up, rattles home. So it is 14-9 Westside. What was a 2-point lead. Westside has been able to pad a little bit in the last couple minutes. Callahan making things difficult in the backcourt. Goes straight up, that's a loose ball. And it's gonna go all the way to the far sideline. And that is Janae McGee. Picks up the loose ball, kicks it out, and then great cut to the hoop with her hand up to indicate she was open. Would have been a tough finish, unable to put it through. And here comes Leland and Gray. Near wing, Bailey out to defend. Grabowski denying the pass inside, back to the top of the key. West Rutland JV girls working hard to deny passes down into the post. Top of the key, foul line. Bounce pass back to the top of the key. And that pass behind the cutter, but great intensity. Leland and Gray rips that ball away from Grabowski. We'll have a foul on West Rutland. I believe that's Maddie Russ, perhaps. I don't have a 24 on the JV roster, I'm afraid. We'll have to, at halftime, double check this roster and see if we can get accurate names and numbers. That one rattles home for once, 14-10 Westside. Minute 30 left in the first quarter. Off the back of the rim, rolls but won't go. And Janae McGee comes down with it. She dribbles out of traffic. Now she looks far wing, and it is Kiana Grabowski, corner. Thought we were looking at a corner jumper there. Instead, they pounded into Bailey. Nice scoop shot off the glass, good for 2. We've got subs in for Westside that I missed. We'll try and catch up with them. Callahan defending. That bounce pass far wing. We've got Madison Guay, number 2, has checked in for Westside. Foul line jumper off the glass, won't go. And that is Guay down with a rebound. Callahan willing to run up the floor and get open. Great hustle, Leland and Gray to get back, tip that pass out, or it would have been another easy 2 for Westside. Another example of the West Rutland girls being willing to push the ball up the floor. So inbound is to Bailey in the corner. McGee likes the 3, off the glass, won't go. Grabowski extends the defense out past the top of the key. Leland Gray able to come near side wing. Crossover dribble, but nothing there. West Rutland defense has been very disruptive. Great dribble drive into the paint, but the lane closes, forces the pass out, and now we're back outside the 3-point line. Dribble drive runner off the glass is good for 2. Seconds ticking away here in the first quarter, 12 seconds left, so if West Rutland wants a shot, they've got to put on a little burst of speed. And Callahan looking for Bailey, but a little too tall, 6.1 seconds left. Westside might extend pressure here just to keep Leland and Gray from rolling it in, save the clock. They do not.
5, 4, 3.
Long liner off the glass, won't go. Grabowski there for the rebound. First quarter ends 16-12. All right, we are coming out of the first quarter break. Possession arrow says Leland and Gray trailing by 4 here in West Rutland Hinchy Gymnasium. Beautiful facility. Pass, top of the key. Looking for the cutters. West Rutland doing a nice job to clog up the lanes. That ball is off the rim, no good. Callahan comes down and immediately looks up for a long breaking West Rutland player. Nothing there, so now they'll run offense. That pass into the post, kick back out, long jumper off the front of the rim, no good. That's Deanna Kenyon getting her first minutes. Oh, great cut. Janae McGee, she's coming back from an injury. I think it was a hamstring. And that is a great cut. Nice recognition, West Side to find her. And nice finish off the glass for 2. West Rutland pressure continuing to give Leland and Gray difficulties. Sam Callahan is quick. And one of those kids is just no fun to play against. That forces a travel. McGee into Callahan. Callahan, top of the key. She goes far wing. That's Kenyon. Kenyon. Pass into the post for McGee. Well defended by Leland and Gray. And too many West Side players back. Leland and Gray coach asked them to pull it back out and run offense. Pass, top of the key, looking inside. Dribble drive, and immediately that door closes. Dribbling on the near wing, it's Callahan. Defending, nice move, strong drive to the hoop. Mid-range jumper won't go. Leland and Gray controls, tries for the bounce pass into the paint. And Callahan picks it up and immediately finds McGee. Another long pass resulting in a layup for West Side. Officials timeout while Leland and Gray ties a shoe. And here comes Leland and Gray. Pressure. Callahan. Short bounce pass. And now they're able to break. Great pass down to the block. And Elizabeth Bailey comes over. Establishes position. But they're going to call Gway for the reach. And Leland and Gray's going to shoot 2. Nice looking foul shot there. Up and good. It's 12-13 with 6:20 left, second quarter. Second shot coming. It's up and it's good. McGee to Callahan. And Leland and Gray employs pressure after the make. And Callahan dribbles through, bounce pass to the wing. That ball is wide of the mark. Kenyon there for the rebound. Short jumper won't go. Kenyon gets her own rebound, kicks it out. And nice job, number 4 for Leland and Gray to pick that off. Nice drive to the hoop, won't go. 4 is Ellie Longo for Leland and Gray. She's having a nice game so far. Experienced a minor technical difficulty there. I apologize, looked away and missed what happened, but it is a turnover to Leland and Gray. And here they come at midcourt. They're top of the key, now they're far wing, looking into the post, skip pass, broken up by West Rutland. I think that was McGee that got a hand on it. Leland and Gray controls, little dribble penetration, short floater won't go. Callahan rebound. Callahan's gonna push. And now nothing there, so she'll set up McGee. Kenyon thinks about it, dribble drive, contested, high off the glass, won't go, and here comes Leland and Gray on the counter. Elbow jumper, nope, kicks it back out for 3, and it's nothing but the bottom of the net. That tightens things up a little bit. 2017 now, West Rutland leading. Callahan. Across midcourt, bounce pass, corner, little up fake, Kenyon, Gway. Attacking the hoop, won't go. And Madison picks up her second foul, I believe. 4th on West Side. 4:59 left. Gway gonna come take a break. 14, Casey Serrani checking in. And West Side out of the full court pressure. They're back in what appears to be a 3-2. Kira Pipeline gonna check in at the next opportunity. And little indecision there, ends up with a travel for Leland and Gray. West Rutland will have McGee inbound to Callahan. Callahan dribbles and tries to get that ball into Pipeling. Second attempt is good. And we got an offensive foul call, I believe, against Pipeling. I'm mistaken, I believe we've got an illegal screen call on Pipeling. Up fake, looking to the far wing. West Rutland gets a hand on that, deflects, pass to the foul line. Hoping to turn that to the hoop, and West Rutland strips the ball at Serrani. Lead pass to Callahan, a little too far, a little too high. Callahan unable to corral it. West Rutland up 3 here with 4:26 left. They built a couple significant leads, and Leland and Gray has been able to chip away and stick around. Dribble drive, if she looks to the block, she's got a player there, but takes it herself off glass, rolls in. It's a 1-point game, and here comes Callahan. Callahan looking for McGee. Another great cut by McGee, but that's long again for, Longo again for Leland and Gray. Picks that pass off, and they're going to turn this into an offensive possession. They're far wing now back to the top of the key. Now they're near wing back to the top of the key. Not a lot of movement for the Leland and Gray players. Pass to the far wing. West Rutland staying in the 3-2 zone. And that ball tipped but controlled by Leland and Gray. A little dribble penetration. Off the rim, won't go. Westside comes down with a rebound and then loses the handle. Longo there, but misses the bunny, won't go off the glass, and it's West Rutland ball. That would have given Leland and Gray their first lead of the game. Instead, it's West Rutland ball with 3:38 left. They are up 20-19. We've got wholesale changes coming for Leland and Gray at the next opportunity. Great bounce pass into the block. Serrani unable to finish. And it's Casey Serrani in there getting her hand, forcing that jump ball. Possession arrow says West Rutland with 3:15 left. And it's McGee. Bounce pass to Pipeling. Corner jumper is up. Won't go. Westside there for the offensive rebound. Callahan and Pipeling applying pressure deep in the end of the Leland and Gray team. That ball floats past all the Leland and Gray players and out off the end line. Turnover to West Rutland with 2:59 left. Coach Matt Serrani calls out the offense. And Callahan, top of the key. That ball to the far wing. Kenyon to Pipeling. Back to Callahan. Callahan looking inside. Great effort down on the block for McGee. 2 more off the glass. Callahan extending pressure. Tough pass handled by Leland and Gray. They're looking to the far block. Westside gets a hand on that. It carries out off the far sideline. It's going to be Leland and Gray ball with 2:28 left. Leland and Gray kicks to the top of the key. That's Deanna Kenyon defending that. Carries out off the sideline. Nice minutes for Deanna Kenyon coming to the bench, and number 1, Kiana Grabowski's checked back in. Leland and Gray inbounds. Thinks about the bounce pass into the block. Goes to the foul line instead. Now they're to the far wing corner. A little bit of dribble penetration, then they kick it back out. We're near wing, back to the top of the key. Far wing. Couple dribbles, bounce pass to the near wing inside the 3-point line. Up, no good. Grabowski takes it down, and she's on the run. Pipeling behind the defense. Catches the long pass and lays it in for 2. Westside's up 24-19. At least half their points are on long looks up the floor with their players getting in behind the defense. Westside player finding it and them laying it off the glass. So we'll step away and we'll come back as teams break their huddles. So teams have broken their huddles. They come out with 1:49 left. It is Leland and Gray to inbound under their own basket, and Westside elects to apply more full court pressure. That bounce pass near side, mid-court. Nice job, Leland and Gray, to patiently work it up the floor, get it through that pressure. Now it's a pass to the far wing. Cut there, but well defended by Westside, and they force another turnover. That's going to be a travel called on Leland and Gray. And it's McGee inbounding to Callahan. Callahan calls out the offense. She's top of the key. Grabowski, nice V-cut right to the hoop, and you can count that for 2. That backdoor cut has been open at least 4 times tonight for Westside. They've done a great job of recognizing it and hitting the cutter. That's Callahan showing some toughness right there. Goes strong to the basket, won't go, but she'll shoot 2. Fouls on number 14, Leland and Gray. That is Erin Bates, her first, 4th of the half for Leland and Gray. Callahan to shoot 2. First shot rattles off the front of the rim, and she gets the roll. 27-19 Westside with 1:10 left in the half. Callahan, second shot. Rattles but won't go. McGee contests, but Leland and Gray comes down with it. And excellent pressure on the ball. Forces some hectic play by Leland and Gray. But they are fortunate to maintain possession here. Ball out of bounds off Westside. And they are top of the key, looking for the cutter, not there. More movement for Leland and Gray now. And that's going to be a travel. West Rutland defense has given Leland and Gray an awful lot of trouble here so far. 50 seconds left in the half, and it's an 8-point lead for Westside. Callahan, top of the key, picks up her dribble, and that pass into the paint. Nobody there except Leland and Gray. They pick up their dribble. They come near wing. That's a 2-pointer. Skips off the rim, won't go. Westside comes down with a rebound. That's McGee, and they're going to call Leland and Gray for a reach. That's Abigail Lowe picking up the foul. That's 5 on Leland and Gray, 2 on Lowe. And I'm looking to the basket, but it is not a 1-and-1. I apologize. Callahan. Pass to the far wing. Grabowski looks inside. Great ball movement, Westside. And Leland and Gray showing some toughness. Rebecca Winnow ties that ball up, and possession arrow says Leland and Gray. So with 21.5 seconds left, they'll get another look at the offensive hoop if they can break this full court pressure. Patient. And pass midcourt. And almost a travel near wing, and that ball, I believe, is off a Westside foot. 7.7 left, and Leland and Gray to inbound. Top of the key, 3-pointer just off the mark. Back of the rim, won't go. Leland and Gray battling for the ball underneath, unable to secure it, and McGee able to come away with it, dribble out of the pack. So at halftime, you're looking at 27 Westside, 19 Leland and Gray. Second half action to follow. All right, we are about to start third quarter here. Coach Matt Serrani giving the West Rutland JV girls last minute instructions, as is Coach Jeff Buffum for the Leland and Gray Rebels. Westside out to an 8-point lead. Leland and Gray cut it as close as 2. Full court pressure has given Leland and Gray a lot of trouble. West Rutland's been able to turn that into transition baskets. A lot of layups for the West Rutland girls. So here comes the starting 5 for each team. We'll try and go through them as quick as we can. We got 14, Erin Bates. We got 15, Allison Stockwell. We got 2, Sydney Hescock for Leland and Gray. We've got 4, Ellie Longo, who's had a nice game. And I'll try and pick up the 5th player as soon as I'm able, and we'll also cover who we've got on the floor for Westside. Grabowski loses the handle. Leland and Gray looking for some transition. Great job to get back Kiera Pipeling. Now it's Longo, top of the key, Pipeling out to defend over Grabowski. That ball's far away. Grabowski turning up the intensity here. Now it's Pipeling reaching out. Very active Grabowski, that pass. Longo looking to the near wing, dribble drive into the lane, and there's nothing there. Westside forces the turnover. That was Bates. And we've got Grabowski into Pipeling, and Pipeling's going to run the point. Westside JV girls, much like the varsity, have a number of players who can play a number of positions for you. That's Grabowski. What a great dribble drive into the lane. Left-hander won't go. Westside on the offensive glass. Putback won't go, but it's Pipeling going to shoot 2 here. That foul is on Bates. Her second, first of the half, and here comes Pipeling for 2. Off the front of the rim, won't go. Second shot coming.
Body first, ball second.
Second one's pure. 28-19, Westside gonna come out with more pressure. Pipeling, pressuring the deepest, and now West Rutland's gonna look to sag to this side. That's Grabowski, and she's gonna get called for nothing. We've got a double dribble call against Leland and Gray. Thought that might have been a reach on Grabowski. And now crossed wires there, but Grabowski has the ball, and she's going to run offense. Bounce pass to Pipeling. Pipeling looks inside. Up fake, dribble, drive. Nobody comes over to shut the door. That's an easy layup for Pipeling. Leland and Gray looking across to the near block. Loose ball picked up by Leland and Gray. Too far. Offensive rebound, Leland and Gray. Too far. Offensive rebound, Leland and Gray. Top of the key. Now they're far corner. Back to the far wing. Bounce pass. That's a long liner. Won't go. Leland and Gray dominating on the boards right now. Multiple offensive attempts thanks to their efforts to pull down rebounds. Back to the top of the key. Pipeling with a tip on it. Leland and Gray controls. Looking for the short baseline jumper. And that ball out to the top of the key here. Back to the block. Dribbling into traffic. Westside going to get called for a reach. That foul on Denise Keys, her second. And that's too easy. Short jumper won't go, and it's Grabowski. Looking for the baseball pass, and how about generosity? Trademark of West Rutland girls basketball right there. How about the extra pass? Grabowski, length of the court. Westside could have forced up the layup. Instead, bounce pass across the lane for the easiest shot you'll have all night. That's Keys finishing. Getting rewarded for running the floor right there. That is just beautiful to see. Now it's Grabowski. Gets her hand up. Tries for the long pass, and it's Longo. Pulls it down. Grabowski hounding the Leland and Gray player. Things get a little sloppy here. Turnover to Westside, and Grabowski's going to slow things down a little bit. 5:15 left. It's 32-19 Westside. Dribble drive, gonna go. Thought she'd go off the glass. She goes straight on instead. That's Deanna Kenyon for 2, 34-19. Westside extending the lead here. That pass picked off by Bailey, showing her size. Hands off to Grabowski. And if you're willing to get to an open spot, these girls will find you. Great pass all the way through the lane to Kiera Pipeling. She's unable to finish. Second attempt won't go. She'll shoot 2. Heads up, looking to get the ball forward. Looking for the easy shot, looking for the extra pass. Great work, West Rutland. And that ball straight through the net is good for another. We've got Alyssa Perkins checking in for Westside for her first action. Deanna Kenyon going to come to the bench. And Pipeling for her second attempt. It's up. Off the front of the rim, won't go. And that's Bailey. Putback won't go. Leland and Gray now looking for the long pass. And look at the makeup speed, Kiera Pipeling. Tracks the Leland and Gray player down. Gets the ball, but also going to get her with the body. She'll get called for the foul. Great hustle to get back and stop the layup. Her second on Westside. And that shot's pure, good for one. So West Rutland blessed with a number of players that can handle a variety of positions. Grabowski can handle point, Pipeling can handle point. And that's Pipeling, looking for the second pass into Keys. Door closes there, and they're going to call her for a travel. A lot of traffic, a lot of hands. And West Rutland's going to continue pressure here. It's been given Leland and Gray fits, and that's Pipeling. Won't go off the glass. Leland and Gray off to the races. Bounce pass to Longo. Nice transition hoop for Leland and Gray right there to give them 23. Westside getting a little taste of their own medicine. Turnover. Longo runs the floor, gets rewarded with a long pass and a layup. Grabowski bounce pass near wing. Pipeling. Looking into the post for Grabowski, picked off by Longo. Longo dribbling through traffic. Their coach asked her to pull it out and run offense. Now we're top of the key, now we're near wing. Back to the top of the key, up fake, back to the near wing. Skip pass, not there, back to the top of the key. Short baseline jumper, off the rim, no good. Bailey there. And Leland and Gray secures the loose ball. And they're gonna kick it all the way back out to the top of the key. Overhead pass. Now they look to the post, dribble into the paint. Bailey goes up straight. Leland and Gray can't get the first to go, but they've pulled out an awful lot of offensive rebounds and able to put that one back through, so it's back to a 10-point lead. West Rutland had extended it. And Leland and Gray chipping away. Nice cut for Pipeling, not there. Bounce pass onto the block. It's Bailey, one dribble into the post. Baby hook won't go off the front of the rim. It's Keys battling for the ball. Bounce pass to Bailey in traffic. First one won't go. Bailey continues to work, puts the second one in, and she'll shoot one. That is hard work down low for Elizabeth Bailey.
Hey, Mott's out, that wouldn't happen.
And then looking at the roster here, West Rutland, 3 8th grade girls playing up on JV, one of them being Elizabeth Bailey, Kiana Grabowski another, and Madison Guay the third. So there is talent in the pipeline for varsity coach Carl Serrani, which must be a beautiful thing to see. Here comes Leland and Gray, midcourt. And Pipeling, immediate pressure. Longo on the pipeline, forced to kick it back out top of the key. Bounce pass down to the block, one dribble into the paint. And Key's gonna get called for the reach there. If she'd have gone up straight, she would have been okay. She's trying to swat that ball back, and she gets called for the foul. Third on her, third on Westside. And it is Sydney Hescock to shoot two for Leland and Gray. First one's up, back of the rim, won't drop. Second shot coming. That shot off the front of the rim, off the back of the rim, can't get the roll. And Westside, after a tip, Grabowski able to, that's Perkins able to come down with the ball. She takes it up past midcourt. Hands off to Guay. Guay, a little bit of a bobble. They're going to call her for the travel. Leland and Gray pass to the far wing. Looking inside, nothing there. Back to the top of the key, near wing. Pass a little late to the cutter. Looking for the skip pass through, and Bailey there to shut the door on that. Perkins working hard, trying to get a handle on that. Here it's Longo. She comes to the elbow. Jumper off the glass, won't go. That ball off off Leland and Gray. West Rutland ball with 2:16 left, third quarter. 12-point lead for Westside, 37-25. Fouls tied at 3. And nobody on either team in significant foul trouble at this point. Guay looking for the give and go. Loose ball, Grabowski's there. She's immediately pressured. And I apologize, that's not Grabowski, that's Perkins working hard. They're going to call Leland and Gray with a reach. 12, Sky Richardson picks it up. Fourth of the half against the Leland and Gray Rebels. That's Bailey in the lane. Hook off the glass, good for 2. Pipeling forces a pass, and look at Longo, look up the floor. That pass to the block, but Leland and Gray unable to go up strong. Dribble penetration. Perkins, nice job to come down with that. Bounce pass ahead to Pipeling. Pipeling's got to take it strong. Scoop off the glass, good for 2. That ball contested and Pipeling able to make the finish. That's good work. Might have got called for a reach there, and that's Perkins. Gets her hand on the loose ball, tips it away. Pipeling fights for it, jump ball. And we've got Leland in great possession. Great work, Perkins. Active on the defensive half, poking that ball away, and then Pipeling jumps on it to force the jump ball. Alana Raymond gonna check in for Westside at the next opportunity. Bounce pass, foul line jumper, Longo, back of the rim, won't go, and Bailey pulls down that rebound, and she's gonna find Madison Guay, who's gonna bring this ball up. Pass mid-court and look to run offense. Great V-cut Pipeling, nothing there. Perkins bounce pass into the post. Bailey one dribble into the paint. That is a strong move to the hoop right there. That was contested, and Bailey powers through it, puts it through for 2 more. And West Rutland's put on a little bit of a push here. 43-25. Leland and Gray able to dribble, penetrate down the lane. Westside has to resort to the foul. That's the 3rd on number 2, Madison Guay. Leland and Gray gonna shoot 2. I believe that's Sky Richardson on the line. First one front of the rim won't go. 10, Alana Raymond. 4, Deanna Kenyon checking in. 2, Madison Guay checks out. Second shot off the rim won't go, and Bailey pulls down the rebound. She finds Kenyon. Kenyon, another one of the players that can run point for you on this West Rutland team. You also got Sam Callahan, and that is a great feed to the block. Bailey goes up strong, can't get it, and that's Perkins hustling back. Loose ball. Last touch by Perkins. Leland and Gray ball, but Perkins working hard on the defensive half here, making stuff happen. Spin move. Bounce pass to the block. Bailey's there, moves her feet, and forces the turnover. Great court awareness there. Deanna Kenyon senses the player coming from behind for the strip. And it's Raymond looking for the pass down into the block. That ball picked off by Leland and Gray. Long 3 at the end of the quarter, off the rim, won't go, and that ball's gonna carry out to Perkins. Perkins with a travel with 0.7 seconds left. Excuse me. And Longo able to get the ball off at the buzzer, and you can count that 3-pointer. That's how the coach drew it up right there. 43-28. Nice job, Longo. Catch and shoot. Good for 3. We'll come back as teams are breaking their huddle. Last minute instructions from Coach Matt Serrani. He's got his 5th player there. We got Deanna Kenyon. We got Grabowski. We got Perkins. We got Raymond, and we got Bailey out on the floor for Westside. Leland and Gray going to start with the ball. Excuse me, West Rutland going to start with the ball. Perkins works to get open. She's at the top of the key. She looks to the near wing. That ball tipped, looking for Grabowski. Leland and Gray off to the races. Great hustle to get back, deny that layup. And long jumper off the glass, won't go. Ball batted around. Raymond comes down with it. She looks up, finds Kenyon. Kenyon looks up, looks for Perkins. Tough pass to handle. That ball ends up out of bounds. Turnover to Leland and Gray with 7:29 left here in the 4th quarter. We got JV girls action. Leland and Gray visiting West Rutland. Great bounce pass to the block. Bailey there shuts the door on that, and West Rutland possession is Grabowski. Takes a look up the floor, nothing there. Loses the handle, and that ball carries out off the sideline. Leland and Gray ball with 7:23 left. Westside extending pressure, and Leland and Gray looks up the floor. They had Kirshna Mercier alone on the block. She tries to make the extra pass. Westside swats that out of bounds, so now Leland and Gray to inbound. Bounce pass onto the block. That's too easy. Off the glass for 2. Nice looking play there for Westside. Coach Masserani wants to talk about that. We will come back as teams break the huddle. Teams breaking their huddles. Coach Masserani emphasizing finish with some intensity here. There was a lack of intensity on that inbound play.
Know who you got, Green. Know who you got.
So we'll see how West Rutland handles it the rest of the way with 7:12 left. They've got a big lead. Coach Serrani wants a strong finish out of the girls, doesn't want them just coasting the rest of the way. That bounce pass to Bailey on the elbow. Nice take, won't go off the side of the backboard. Leland and Gray looking for the long bomb, and Kiana Grabowski tracks that down, forces the tie up. We've got a jump ball. Grabowski comes up holding her head. She says she's all right. She will stay in the game. We've got white ball. It's Perkins, mid-court. Perkins, pass to the wing. That's Raymond, nice job to recover. Picks up her dribble, finds Grabowski, top of the key. Grabowski, far wing, bounce pass to Bailey in the post. Strong move into the paint, baby hook, good for 2 more, 45-30 Westside. That's been a pretty effective recipe here in the second half. A lot of transition for Westside in the first half. Second half, we've seen some more half-court offense, and pounding the ball into Bailey on the block has been a pretty strong option for Westside here. As I'm talking about how well she's playing, Bailey picks up her first of the game, 5th for Westside. Out to the 3-point line, dribble to the top of the key, pass to the elbow. Longo likes it, puts it up, good for 2 more. Bailey, out to Madison Guay. Guay, up to mid-court, picks up her dribble, comes near side, and then cuts. Give and go between Guay and Kenyon there, and Guay, what a strong move to the hoop. Can't get it to drop, she'll shoot 2.
Green, mark up now, call them out.
Sydney Hescock picking up the foul there.
Guy, who do you got?
Her second, 6th on Leland and Gray. Next foul will put Westside in the 1-and-1 the rest of the way. Guay, first shot won't go. Back of the rim, no good. Second shot for Guay up. Rattles but won't drop. And here comes Leland and Gray looking for transition. Great job to get back on defense. Leland and Gray controls the batted ball. Think about the 3. It's going to be Longo again. A little too long. Guay there to contest, and that ball is going to be white ball. Last touch by Leland and Gray. Madison Guay going to inbound to Deanna Kenyon. We're at 5:55 left, 4th quarter, and Westside out to a pretty comfortable lead at this point. Bounce pass near wing. Guay into the post for Bailey. Bailey, little jumper won't go. Leland and Gray comes down with it, and Madison Guay going to get called for the block. Shows a little frustration there. Trying to make something happen. That's 4 on Guay. So Perkins has come to the bench for Westside after some hard work on both ends of the floor. That ball's near wing. Back to the top of the key. Bounce pass far wing, and there's nobody there for Leland and Gray. Nice job to track it down. Top of the key. Couple dribbles. Near wing. Couple dribbles inside the 3-point line, and the banker is good for 2. 45-36 Westside. And Kenyon, deliberate up past midcourt, looking to run some clock, looking to run some offense. Guay, bounce pass to Pipeling down on the block. And nice job. Leland and Gray tip that pass away. Spin move, jumper from the elbow, back of the rim won't go. And that is Kenyon. Great job showing some toughness there. Come down with that and then keep possession of the ball. Here comes Madison Guay. She's going to take it to the top of the key. Pipeling pops out. She looks for the give and go. It's not there. Great quick first step back to the top of the key. Bounce pass to Raymond, off the glass, won't go. Great position. That ball kicked out. Gway likes it, so she puts it up, and you can count that for 2. And Coach Matt Sarandi changing up the defense. We've got a 3-2 zone here for Westside. And Raymond immediately picks that pass off, and like every other player on this West Rutland team, as soon as they catch a turnover, their head is up and they're looking because they know they've got at least one fast player streaking for the basket. Long pass to Pipeling. Pipeling off the glass, good for 2. More transition offense, Westside. 4:04 left in the 4th quarter. Leland and Gray coach calls a timeout, and we'll be back as teams break the huddles. Right, teams are breaking the huddles. There's the time. There's the score. 4th quarter winding away. Great opportunity for me to say thank you to PEGTV for allowing me to use this equipment, put these games on TV. I know the kids get a kick out of it. I know folks who are unable to make the game for whatever reason appreciate being able to either watch it on PEGTV or go to PEG's website and stream it online. If you go to PEGTV's website, click on the video on demand and do a search for West Rutland, you'll see everything I've taped. There is a lot of soccer, there's a lot of basketball, primarily boys at this point because I've got 2 sons, but I try and catch as many girls' games as I can. So tremendous service the folks at PEG offer to the community, and if there's something that's important to you that you want to share with the world, give PEG a call, they'll help you do it. They're fantastic to work with. They make it exceedingly easy. The equipment's not as scary as you might think. It's easier to use than you'd think. They'll walk you through it every step of the way because they want you to be successful. So, whatever's important to you, share it with the world. Talk to PEG. 3:47 left, 4th quarter, 49-34 Westside. And Westside just picked up their 7th foul, so Leland and Gray into the 1-1. First shot up. Front of the rim, back of the rim, good for 1. That's Aaron Bates at the free throw line for Leland and Gray. Sub coming 15, Allison Stockwell checking in, and 11, Abigail Lowe checking out. One more free throw coming for Leland and Gray. Second shot's up, and it's pure, nothing but the bottom of the net. 49-36. And Pipeling gonna run point, and Pipeling gonna be deliberate. Pass to the far wing. It's Keys. Excuse me, it's Gway. And I missed the call, but it is Leland and Gray ball on the far sideline, 3:37 left. That pass down to the block, and Elizabeth Bailey there, dribble getting a little high, so she looks up the floor, finds Kiera Pipeling. Pipeling goes down hard. She'll shoot 2. Rewarded one more time for streaking up the floor. Nice vision, Bailey, to get that ball forward to her. Pipeling will shoot 2, and it's the fourth foul on Bates. And the 7th on Leland and Gray. First shot, Pipeling, back of the rim, no good. Longo checking back in for Leland and Gray. And that is Bates checking out. Second shot coming for Pipeling. It's up, back of the rim, no good. Leland and Gray pulls it down, picks up her dribble, looking for the long bomb to Longo. Somehow she comes down with it, kicks it over to the wing, off the glass, no good. Longo contests. And it is Madison Gway with the ball. We've got an official's timeout. He's just checking on one of the Leland and Gray players, make sure she's okay. No issue there, so Gway will inbound to Bailey, who hands it back off to Gway with 3:15 left. 4th quarter, bounce pass near wing, Pipeling up fake, looking for the cutter. And stutter step, she knew it. Gets called for the travel. And that turnover with 3:08. Leland and Gray Rebels. Longo back to the point guard, midcourt, top of the key, looks to far wing, pulls it back in great anticipation. Madison Gway to see that coming. She gets a hand on it, tips it out of bounds. Can't get the turnover, but prevents the pass. It's Longo, top of the key, hands off. And Westside not looking to come out and pressure. Looks like they're back in the 3-2. And they're happy to let clock run. That ball, front of the rim, no good. Guay looks up and finds Pipeling one more time, running the floor. Great job of Longo to get back, get her hand on top of that ball, and the call is jump ball with 2:41 left. Possession arrow says Leland and Gray. And she picks up her dribble. Now she comes near side. That ball down in the near block, dribble into the paint. Bailey there to alter that shot. Longo rebound. Bailey alters that shot. It is Becky Sanderson with her first action, forces the tie up. Possession arrow says West Rutland. Nice work for her. Comes in, has an immediate impact. And now a little miscommunication. Westside didn't have anybody back to help the point guard. Close to a 5-second call there. Bailey and Pipeling came back. Look at Pipeling. Rips that ball away, sends up the floater, won't go, but she'll go to the line. That is good hard work right there, Kiera Pipeling. Foul on Sydney Hescock, her third, 8th on Leland and Gray. Pipeling, first one, back of the rim, won't go. Second shot coming. Sub coming in for Westside. Bailey out, Julie Cressy in. Hard work for Elizabeth Bailey, very effective on the block today. Front of the rim, won't go. Leland and Gray controls. And Pipeling continuing to hustle, trying for the turnover there. Instead, we've got a turnover back to Leland and Gray. Guay coming to the bench. Pipeling coming to the bench. Dribble into the paint, nothing there. Westside shuts the door. Long three. Off the rim, won't go. So Bailey has checked back in here. 23. As has Deanna Keys. Leland and Gray to inbound under their offensive hoop. Second time tonight, Leland and Gray's made that inbound pass and had a nice look at the hoop. Julie Cressy pushing the ball up the floor, and momentum carries her out over the ball. She gets called for the travel. Minute 51 left. Westside up 49-36. Girls varsity action to follow. West Rutland varsity girls off to a nice start. They will play the Leland and Gray Rebels. You'll be able to see that either on PEGTV or on the website. Leland and Gray dribble into the paint, won't go. Westside forced to reach. That foul is going to be on Cressy, and as a result, we've got a 1-and-1 coming from Leland and Gray's number 12, Sky Richardson. She steps up to the line. Two dribbles and a shot off the rim, won't go. Second shot coming is 49-36 here. As the minutes are waning, minute 37 left in the final frame. Second shot's up, off glass, front of the rim, no good, and Bailey. Perfect position, boxes out, secures the rebound. Westside immediately looks to press. Cressy open up the floor. Kiana Grabowski, bullet pass to her. Nice job, Cressy to handle that pass. And how about the athletic drive to the hoop, Julie Cressy. Right hand off the glass, good for two. Great finish for her. And Leland and Gray uncontested all the way to the block. Westside called for a foul. Leland and Gray will shoot another 1-and-1. That foul's on Bailey. Second on her. And it is Sky Richardson back to the line for Leland and Gray. What a great finish, Julie Cressy on that dribble drive. First shot's up, rattles but won't go. Second shot coming. Great job, Bailey, to establish position, haul down the rebound. She passes over to Grabowski. Minute 11 left. Grabowski, midcourt. Finds Cressy. Cressy looks to the post. Has Grabowski, tough pass to handle on her shoestrings, but Cressy hustles, able to recover, finds Bailey. Bailey, little jumper won't go. And look at Julie Cressy making stuff happen out there. Saves that ball to Bailey, and Bailey gets it to roll in. Julie Cressy, immediate impact when she checked in. Nice work out of her. Grabowski lucky to not get called for a reach there, and Bailey, yet another rebound. We've got a Leland and Gray player, number 14, Aaron Bates. Official suggestion that she check out. She's holding her head. Want to make sure that she's safe and okay. West Rutland will inbound after the officials' timeout. It's going to be Grabowski to Julie Cressy, back to Kiana Grabowski. Grabowski, midcourt, dribble, bounce pass. Oh, give and go. Grabowski to Cressy, back to Grabowski. That's beautiful right there. Good for 2 off the glass. The give and go working for Westside. Nice work. Pass, far wing. Thinks about it, bounce pass, tried to force it into the post. Nothing there. Turnover to Westside with 18.6 left. Westside up 55-36. Be interesting to see who Coach Matt Serrani picks for his PEGTV player of the game. We will have a post-game interview. Cressy, now she's on the other end of the give and go. To Grabowski, back to Cressy. Ball mishandled, carries out off the end line, 7.3 left. Here comes Leland and Gray for the last effort of the game. Looking into the block, pass a little too tall, 1.9 left, and it's just a matter of that time clicking off, and here we go. Westside JV girls battled Leland and Gray. Leland and Gray cut the lead to 2 in the first half, but Westside came out strong in the second half. Westside JV girls continue their strong showing this season. 55-36 win over Leland and Gray. We'll catch handshakes, then we'll see who Coach Matt Serrani elects to send in for the PEGTV player of the game. Thanks to Peg for allowing me to use the equipment, and we'll be back with the interview momentarily. All right, tonight's PEGTV player of the game, Kiera Pipeline. Congratulations, Kiera. 12 points tonight. What did you guys do well tonight?
I think we started to do better with our passing and looking up when we're dribbling to see who's open.
Absolutely. It's a trademark of West Rutland girls basketball. If you run and get to a spot, they'll find you, won't they?
Yes.
Yeah, you scored 12. I'm guessing 8 or 10 of them on layups. Great job on defense. Great job on offense. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice job.